This is a review of Chapter 1, and we start with what is science. Science is an organized way of gathering and analyzing evidence about the natural world. It is a way of observing, a way of thinking, and a way of knowing. And the word science derives from the Latin word scientia, which means knowledge. Then we have scientific methodology, which is the heart of science. And scientific methodology involves observing and asking questions, making inferences and forming hypotheses, conducting controlled experiments, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing conclusions. Scientific investigations always begin with observations, which are the act of noticing and describing events or processes in a careful, orderly way. After posing questions, scientists use further observations to make inferences. An inference is a logical interpretation based on what scientists already know. Inference combined with a creative imagination can lead to a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a scientific explanation for a set of observations that can be tested in ways that support or reject it. We have independent variables and dependent variables. The variable that is deliberately changed is called the independent variable. The variable that is observed and then changes in response to the independent variable is called the dependent variable. And typically, an experiment is divided into control and experimental groups. A control group is exposed to the same conditions as the experimental group, except for one independent variable. Scientists make detailed records of experimental observations, gathering information called data. And we also have research tools, sources of error, drawing conclusions, and when experiments are not possible. Then we have the scientific attitudes. Curiosity, skepticism, open-mindedness, and creativity help scientists generate new ideas. Good scientists are curious, are good in questioning existing ideas and hypotheses, and they refuse to accept explanations without evidence. Scientists must remain open-minded, meaning that they are willing to accept different ideas that may not agree with the hypothesis, and they also need to think creatively to design experiments that yield accurate data. And we also have that a theory describes a well-tested explanation for a range of phenomena. It also says that peer review is very important because publishing peer-reviewed articles in scientific journals allow researchers to share ideas and to test and evaluate each other's work. Using science involves understanding its context in society and its limitations. Also, a bias is a particular preference or point of view that is personal rather than scientific. And we have biology and society. But first of all, what is biology? Biology is the study of life. These are the characteristics of living things. First of all, living things are based on a universal genetic code, which is DNA. Living things grow and develop. Living things respond to their environment with a stimulus. Living things reproduce either sexually or asexually. And living things maintain a stable internal environment. Living things obtain and use material and energy with metabolism. Living things are made up of cells, which are the building blocks of life. And taken as a group, living things evolve.